Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Spirit Show with me, Paul Salmon. I'm a psychic medium, and today my guest is Lynn Acers from Solid Lifestyle.
That's all right. I'm within lifestyle therapies.
It's
okay, that's easier, isn't it?
Lynn, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
So tell me about Solid Lifestyle. It's a mouthful, isn't it?
Don't say it. I work within inner self counselling business within Malden, and what I do within the business is basically a counselling service, but I work in there as a Reiki healer and massage therapist, and the aim is between us that we offer people a holistic treatment in times of stress and emotional upset, to offer sort of a rounded
holistic therapy.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Let's help each other today.
Yes, please do.
It's
please
live,
help me.
anything can happen. But holistic therapy, you do, like you said, you do Reiki, massage, but I've also noticed on your website you do Hopi ear candling, which we covered a bit last week.
Yes.
And hot stone therapy.
Hot stone therapy,
tell me a bit about Reiki first, and tell me a little bit about the hot stones.
Okay. Well, Reiki is a hands-on healing system. I came across that while I was doing massage, and it just blew me away and changed my life so totally that I'm very keen now to teach it to other people. But basically, it's a very simple hands-on healing system. And you don't have to have any particular qualification. A good heart is all you need, and a will to help other people. It's very, very simple. That's what I liked about it, and that's what a lot of people love about it. You don't need any qualification. There's no ego involved. And it helped me in my life, and because it helped me, I wanted to make sure it helped other people, which it does.
You say no qualifications, but don't you get graded? Or
You'd get attunements, and all the attunements do. There's 3 attunements, 1, 2 and 3. And what they do, to put it simply, is just up the ampage. So each attunement, you get finely tuned up to a full ampage, because it's all energy based. So
I heard it's about earth energies. Is that true?
It is. Now, the name Reiki means universal life force. And basically, we all run on electricity, and life is all based on electricity. So all I'm doing is asking for that energy to flow through me as a conduit into the person that I'm healing. Now, I'm very much earth-based, a bit like yourself, Paul, as we discussed earlier, and I draw up my energy from the earth very much. I like to keep very grounded. Some people can get a bit spacey and float away with the angels, but I'm very much earth-based, and that's where I draw my energy from.
Okay. Now, who's the founder of this Reiki movement?
This would be this chap here. Not a very good photograph, I'm afraid. It's Mikao Usui. Japanese guy, went away to a retreat, Buddhist retreat, to meditate, which a lot of people did and still do. And whilst there, had a bit of an epiphany. And it sounds quite simple, but not only that, he studied a lot of the manuscripts that were kept there by the monks and developed this healing system. At the time, there was a very bad earthquake in Japan, a bit like there was last year. And when he come down from the mountain, he set up a little clinic to start healing people, because there was no help available, and it became very popular from there.
So how long ago are we talking about?
We're talking about the 19th century, end of the 19th century. And he was a doctor, a general doctor, a rich man, come from a rich family. He wasn't a poor peasant or anything. But from there, it was brought over to Hawaii by a lady called Mrs. Takata, who's my personal guide, and I always call on her. She was a fantastic woman.
Guide or?
I just asked for her help.
Oh, do you?
There was 3 involved with bringing Reiki to the West. Mrs. Takata was a woman that I can't go into details now, but if anybody wants to know about her, do have a look. She's a fantastic woman, and she brought Reiki to the West.
Right, so it's a hands-on therapy.
Hands-on therapy.
Energy healing.
Energy healing, yeah, absolutely. But it's nothing to do with me. It just comes through me.
Well, like I do my spiritual work.
Absolutely, yeah.
The universe.
I just ask for the universe to give me healing. You may ask the Lord or Jesus or God. I don't use any denomination. I don't use any reference to spirit when I heal. I just ask for energy. And it's freely given.
Lovely.
Which is fantastic.
So tell me about the hot stones. I'm interested in those.
Yeah, you are, aren't you? That's all right. We'll have to do that some time for you, Paul. But what it is, I sort of took it up as a sideline to massage, but a bit like the Reiki, realised how spiritual it was. Again, comes from the Red Indians, like the Hopi ear candles.
Yeah.
The Indians used to warm up the hot stones, which have got iron ore in them, because they come from volcanic rock, washed in the streams and smoothed by the streams, to help the warriors smooth out the snags and bumps in their muscles and relax them before they go to war. I didn't know this. I just went along for a little course, but I've read up myself about it and realised how spiritual it is, because stones are revered by the Red Indian people as an actual tribe, as a separate personage related to the earth, which I'm very much involved with. So I'm still learning about that, but fantastic treatment. I'll do a treatment for you. Maybe the people would like to see it.
I ought to do some psychometry on those stones. Do you know about psychometry?
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it because I'm just sort of learning about it, but tell me.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll get hold of your stones and we'll
you pick up a stone and you get a feel for it, a bit like a gemstone.
Well, not any object.
It's all living, like that is all moving, we just can't see it. It's all on a different vibration.
Excellent. Now, I believe you do therapies for the skin as well.
Yeah, my colleague Demaine, that's her little bag of tricks, and she deals with that. But it's all about well-being, and it's simple things sometimes, like just a facial. You've got about 90 muscles in your face, that's why we can make so many expressions. I think I've overused mine, hence the baggy eye. That's right. But that's what makes us human, you know, because we've got so many little muscles. But you'd be surprised how tense those muscles get, and just a simple face massage, just going around like that with your fingers, just makes you feel so nice and calms you down.
And psoriasis, and does that play a part in your healing? Or?
Psoriasis, I've had a lot of experience with psoriasis, eczema, things like warts and verrucas seem to respond amazingly well to a combination of Reiki and massage.
Well, you mentioned combination. I just wondered, when you give massage, can you combine your Reiki with it as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I sort of always do. I can't help it. You always have to ask people's permission. I wouldn't just give Reiki without asking. And I might say to people, I feel you're in need of some healing. Would you mind if I give some Reiki? I'll ask in my mind. And I'll usually get a positive response, because not many people turn it away. So I've found, because I used to teach massage and I was learning Reiki at the time, the combination was just amazing. And that's why I just stick really to those two therapies, because the two together are just fantastic for people that are very stressed and emotional.
But counselling plays a large part in your work.
Yes.
Tell me about the counselling.
The counselling, the counselling's intuitive with what I do with Reiki, because Paul, you must know yourself when you do spiritualist work that you've just blown my mind away by telling me something about myself. You know, it comes to you. I'm very careful not to say too much, because that isn't really my job within the business that I'm in at the moment. The counsellors do the counselling. We don't confer, but my role is quite different. I don't ask questions too much. I know I'm just there for healing and a feeling of well-being. Any counselling issue is definitely to do with the counsellor.
You're there to healing, and people get healed, obviously.
Yes.
But there must be a lovely self-satisfaction with you to know that you've helped in the process.
Well, that's why I'm doing it. You couldn't do it if you didn't want to help people. I mean, you could paint people's nails and do their hair without even getting involved with that person, although I know a lot of people do, because as soon as you're touching people, you're getting that connection, aren't you? Once you're working in the aura. But that for me was what inspired me when I was doing massage, that I was getting this connection and these emotions and thoughts were coming through, and that's what I want to do. And I worked with Mind for a while, and I found that really inspiring, to work with people that were having real problems, and it makes you realise how lucky you are.
So how did you get involved with the holistic therapies in the first place?
I came to a bit of a crossroads in my life and realised I needed to change my life totally. For some reason, this course come up at me out of the paper, and I decided to do it, thinking it was just going to be like a little bit of a sideline. I didn't realise how involved it was, but I got so involved with it and with the people I was working with, and the feedback I was getting off of people. I became intuitive, and the massage became intuitive, and it wasn't so much the movements, it was where I put my hands, and I knew where to put my hands. And that was just something that I had to investigate, and the Reiki was a natural progression.
It was meant to be then, wasn't it?
It was meant to be as things are.
Your pathway in life.
Well, there's two things you can be sure of in life, Paul. One is change, and the other is death. Can't do anything about the death one. No. Change you just have to go with and accept that's going to happen in your life.
Some people fight change, don't
they? They do. It's a natural thing. You fight it, but there's 5 little principles I live by, and if I've got time, I'll just read them out quickly.
Yeah, sure.
It's a little bit more complicated than what I'm going to say. It's 5 Reiki principles I try to live by, and it's helped me to get through life's little problems. Just for today, don't get angry. Just for today, don't worry. Just for today, be grateful for the little things around you. Just for today, be kind to others. And the last one, just for today, work hard. And that work hard doesn't mean work hard as in your job. Work hard on yourself with your meditation. Love yourself, look after yourself. Because until you can do that, you can't really offer any help to anybody else.
No.
And you must know that, because I know you do meditation.
And what you give out you give out love. Love comes back to you tenfold.
If you could just start the day like that and think like that just for today, it will change your life, rather than getting out of bed and being negative about today.
When things go wrong, I think I'm being tested, and let's see how we cope. Let's see how we cope, rather than just be defeatist.
Yes.
We go through the test.
Learn the lesson from it. There's always a lesson to be learned, isn't there?
So we should be grateful in a way, so they say.
We've got to be grateful every day. There's always somebody worse off than you.
Oh, indeed, yeah.
And it's tempting to think, oh, poor me, poor little me, look at my terrible life. But there's people in the world suffering, terribly at the moment. Our problems are what we make them.
Oh, yeah.
We make them, so we'll have to cope with them, won't we?
Now, tell me about the workshops and the training you give.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been teaching Reiki for a number of years. And Reiki is great, from my point of view, for a vast range of people. You don't need any qualifications. You don't need any training. You just need a good heart and a will to help people. And for me, that's what I liked about it. I didn't even have any written manuals when I learnt, because I learnt in a Japanese style, so you don't have anything written down. And the thing with Reiki is that because you're given sacred symbols.
Yes, I heard about these symbols.
Yeah, I know, and it intrigues everybody.
And I thought maybe I shouldn't ask too much, because that's delving into a bit. That's private, isn't it?
You can go on any internet site and see them, but I'm a bit. Yeah, you can, but I'm a bit traditional. Although I do make a manual for people, because people like to refer back and understand things a bit more and learn as you go. You need to go back, and so I'm not quite sure about that. And I always encourage people to come back to me. I never leave everybody once they're attuned and go away. I always make sure people come back to me. You're going to go through a bit of a time where you might be upset and emotional and you're not quite sure of yourself. So I like to offer support.
Right. So you do these workshops in Reiki?
I do. And we're trying to do now short massage courses. For people that have maybe lost contact with each other or just want to do simple massage on their friends and family. Because touch is so important and we don't touch enough. No. So it's a one-day course, it's friendly, and we have a bit of fun, and it just encourages people to think about touching people, especially children and elderly people.
So have you got a workshop, a studio, or do you work
from Inner Self Counselling in Malden. We're quite privileged there to have a number of rooms that we can work in.
Oh, right,
Reiki's simple. I can do that. I go out to people if they can't get out. But for the little massage workshops, I like to encourage people to come out to me.
Well, it's a good point to mention your website. So
absolutely,
you
www.solace-therapies.com. Do have a look on it. My number's on there. Give me a ring. Email me at lynn.acers@hotmail.com.
And if they forget, they can rewind to watch it.
Have a look, get in touch.
Home TV.
If you want to send me an email, I can send you out. I've got some little leaflets about Reiki that will tell you a little bit more about it. Give me a ring, I'll send you one, pop you one in the post. and just have a little informal chat if you like. That's fine by me.
Lynn, is it mostly women who seek your service, or do you get men clients?
I get a lot of men lately for some reason. There's a lot of stress, people losing their job or frightened of losing their job. And what I'm finding is lately, people are fed up with going to the doctor. There's a lot of men come to me that have been on painkillers for years, don't want to take them. They're taking charge of their life in a strange way because of the stress that they're under. They're sort of stepping back and looking at their life and coming to me for a different sort of answer. So instead of taking that painkiller every day, come and have a bit of massage, come and have a hot stone treatment or Reiki. And I try to give an environment where men are welcome as well. It is not all feminine. It is really a unisex environment, and everybody seems to feel welcome, and that's what I...
Right. So it's just not you, it's a team of people.
It's a team of people, but I usually do the Reiki and the massage and the hot stones, but there's a team of counsellors on hand.
Right. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, stress sometimes is a result of emotional problems. Yeah. And you usually will find if you've been in long-term stress, you will develop some health problems along the way. So it works sort of hand in glove like that.
And what the mental and the physical, I suppose, giving a massage helps the mental...
Absolutely, because you feel so wonderful and relaxed afterwards. And when you're in stress, you know, everyone gets in times of stress and you've got that big knot there, you've got a headache, you can't sleep. It just relieves that tension for a while and gives you a bit of space to be able to think about things.
So do you work with essential oils when you do massage?
Not usually. I use grapeseed oil, simply because no one's allergic to it. Not that I know of anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, please do. I don't work with any nut oils or anything like that. Yes, if people do ask me, and some people do, but it's very difficult to work with aromatherapy. What smell I like, you might not like. The same with burning oils and incense sticks. One person might love them, another person doesn't. So I keep it very simple, no perfumes, unless they ask me.
Music in the background?
Yeah, again, that can be funny, because, you know, some people like the sound of running water. Some people like a chant, some people don't. So I tend to try and build up a little relationship with my clients, and they'll say, Lynn, don't put that chant on again, or would you like classical music? So I like to take a bit of, I do a bit of a questionnaire before we start. So
well, I was going to ask you, let's ask you now, you mentioned it. Let's give you a little scenario. If I come along for a visit and say, I've got backache and neckache, how do you know whether to give me Reiki or to give me hot stone therapy or just a good old massage? How do you know which one to...
Well, I'll give you quite a detailed questionnaire, and I want to know what you eat and drink as well, what your job is. It was all part of it. I'd like to think I could offer you a little bit of advice on your diet, that type of thing. Obviously, you don't need it. Some people do.
I might do, Lynn.
Don't know, do you? I have to give you a questionnaire, won't I? But a lot of people don't realise, like, they're drinking how many cups of coffee and tea a day, how many alcoholic drinks am I having? And I like to think that I can get them to a point where they will actually tell me the truth. You know, there's no point in telling me lies. You know, it's all confidential. Nobody else is going to know. It's between me and you. I want to help. Tell me the truth. And we go from there. Now, it might take 6 sessions before we work things out. And what I usually start with is say, let's start with a 30-minute back, neck and head massage. Just so I get to know you, you get to know me. You haven't been massaged before, it can be quite daunting. You don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to hurt you. But I don't. Keep it very simple. Then we build it and say, would you like me to give you some Reiki? Would you like to try it? I don't insist people have anything. It's up to you. But I usually find that just relaxes people. Then I say, I'd love the full body, or I'd love the hot stones. So it's sort of, we build it up.
I just thought about driving home after a visit. Be a bit...
Absolutely.
Have to rest up a while, I should think.
Well, I usually make sure people sit down and have a little drink, because sometimes after a treatment people can be a little bit, away with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But I always make them sit down, have a drink of water, because water grounds you. Again, eating and drinking will ground you again. So let's make sure people do that before they go home.
And how long have you been doing all this?
Since about 2003, on and off. I've been sort of working in different areas, legal businesses, sales, which I hated.
So it's a big difference to...
Absolutely. Well, this is where you decide, don't you, at some point, what do you do? And I was being drawn more and more towards the Reiki and couldn't put it off anymore.
Right. Do you think you'll be drawn to help you with the therapies?
Yeah.
Do you think are you investigating other ways
Always.
of working?
I'll tell you what, and you might be able to help me out with this lately.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of spirit contact.
Right.
I've been dealing with a lot of people that had bereavements, and spirits coming to me because they want to speak through me, and my throat's... Yeah. Have you had this experience? Your throat just dries up and you're swallowing a lot, and I've been told by mediums this is because spirit wants to speak through me. Haven't investigated it yet, but I think I will be, definitely.
I'll have a little chat with you afterwards, Lynn, maybe. Maybe I'll swap a massage
for you. There you go. Fair dues.
Right, let's talk about Lynn Acers aside from this. Has Lynn have you got time for hobbies outside all this?
You've got to have time for hobbies, Paul, haven't you?
Gosh, I hope so.
Yeah, I've been doing a martial art called Tang Sadao for about 17 years now, on and off, in between sort of life's ups and downs. And my children always did a martial art and I got involved with it, and I just loved it from the first moment I stepped into a dojo. Right. And I know you do a martial art, so you'll understand. You sort of love it or hate it, don't you? And I found Reiki helped me quite a lot with it, because you know this chi thing you need to find. Yeah. Before I did my black belt, I realised that although I was doing the movements, I needed this extra little thing to get me through. And the Reiki then, it all clicked into place. This is what I need, this energy. Yeah. I need to find this energy. And although the instructor I had was very good and I knew all the movements, the spiritual side of it was lax, unfortunately to say. But through the Reiki, I found it. And doing yoga, I was able to combine it and get through my black belt and go on to be a second Dan now and teach. And I just love it.
I see you teach as well.
I do, yes. Yeah, so not so much now because the Reiki and massages, but I do sort of stand in and teach when asked.
But how could you tell me a bit more about how you combine the Reiki with your martial? Was it Tang Su?
Tang Sadao. It's a Chinese martial art, not Japanese style, but all very spiritual. What type of style do you do, Paul?
I did Wadaroo.
Wadaroo. My children did Wadaroo, Shotokan, all very similar. Yeah. Tang Sadao is different because it's better on your knees. You're not bent in, your knees are straight, the stances are straight. But with the black belt grading, you have to break boards, you have to fight fourth dans 4 at a time. Yeah. And being an older woman, I was quite dreading it, to tell you the truth, until I found I could draw up on this energy. And I do it, what I call, go into black belt mode every now and again. If I know I have a grueling day ahead of me, I ask this energy to help me. And it does. And it gets me through.
You've got a dog, Lynn.
I have had dogs. You're thinking of Jack Russells, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got flipping... I know I mentioned something before we started filming, but I've got dogs with you now.
But they're with me. I had one particular Jack Russell. He was a pest, and he would jump up and bite me on my shoulder when he wanted feeding, if I'd be washing up and cooking. Yeah. And he's still with me. And it's coming up to feeding time. I think that's what it is. And he's there with me all the time.
Excellent.
But I haven't got any dogs at the moment, no.
Yeah. Well, they're still around, even though they're...
They never go, do they?
You've got 2 children?
I have, yeah.
Right. Boy and a girl?
You are weird. Yes, a boy and a girl, both grown up.
Yeah. I think we'll chat after we start.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Lynn, you like your walks as well,
I do, yeah.
Shall we go off there?
You're so weird. Yeah, where I live in Coggeshall, lots of lovely walks and
trees. And
I love the trees. I love being out in nature.
You need a bit more of that. Even though you're doing it, it's not more. It's just a continuing of what you do.
Yeah.
Lynn, it's been lovely having you as a guest.
It's been lovely to be here, Paul.
Lynn's website is. Tell us what your website is again.
www.solace, SOLACE-therapies.com.
Excellent.
As simple as that. Give me a call, email me, my email details are on there. or give us a ring and leave a message. I'll call back.
And maybe come back. We've got a new studio, like I said, so we could do a little demonstration of massage or something, and
absolutely
see how it actually looks.
Absolutely, yeah. The hot stones is quite interesting to watch because you've got the noise of the stones knocking together. The sound of it is quite therapeutic as well. So
we'll book a date.
Sure, you'd like that,
Lovely.
Paul.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah, pleasure.
Thanks for watching, and see you next time.